Hi, it's me. I'm back. So we have been looking at this, coil being energized, and yeah, this was really cool. And then, yeah, where do we go from here? So we still have to build a lot of this generator. Yeah, so many possibilities. So I decided to continue with finishing, or at least, working on the starter because that's the whole point. And I was going to finish the whole starter before even starting the rotor. But then again, somewhere along the path, we went down this rabbit hole of making two different types of coils. So I'd like to keep it, you know, like this for now and finish the starter and then make the rotor and then try these coils. And then I'll decide, of course, which of these coils does the best. And then yeah, well, finish the rotor, or sorry, the starter, and then anyhow, I did some things like I worked on stuff, and I have some photos right here. Let's see. As you can see, I made another print, and I cut it out and put it on top of the, starter plates. And then I decided to use these simple tools to point out where there need to be holes for the coils to be held. I could have done this in the 3D program, but I thought this was fun. I thought let's do it the old school way, and so I did. And I drilled some holes in the starter plates. They're stacked together, you see, so that the holes they line up. And that's one of those things that really necessary if you do it this way. And here's me just showing off, where the coils would be if the thing is finished. Alright, you also see that there is a hole drilled in the middle. It's very nice, and yeah, again, showing off how it's going to look. And also on this picture you can see that the holes are countersunk so that the bolts which go in there, they fit all the way snug. That's nice. And here's me sawing one of those copper tubes, and that's going to fit around the, wait, let's go to the previous photo. Like this aluminum tube is the shaft, right? So it's going to fit over it. We'll see it later on. This is how I do it. So I drill kind of the reverse direction and then use the saw to make the cut. In this case, I sort of figured out that the saw was the wrong way around. You can see the teeth are facing the other direction. If you do it, make sure you have everything facing the right direction. So here's just a leap of faith and me trying to drill a hole into the, wherever it needs to be attached in the coil. So I figured out the best way to do it is to just, sort of measure it with the starter plate on top and then drill one of the holes and then stick a bolt through it. And then it's kind of like a pivot. You can pivot it around a little bit so that you can see when it's actually straight, when it lines up with the starter plate. And then you can drill the next hole knowing that that's going to be right. So here's the shaft, and I sort of filed it a bit this way and then drilled a hole. And as you can see, I didn't drill it all the way through yet, just here. So this hole is exactly in the middle of the shaft, and it is already been drilled, but as you can see, I'm trying to drill it here with a 3mm drill, and then I tried a 4mm, and then after that I did a 5mm drill, and then eventually you get a large enough hole for wires to fit through. So this is how I did that. And I sort of had to do the same with the copper tube, but then the copper tube was already short, so no way to clamp it. You can see here there is a mark from filing it. And so I used one of those saws, which was already being used up, but it was still laying around, and I just shoved it through and clamped it so that now I had something to hold the tube. And then I drilled through it in the same exact way. And eventually you'll be looking at something like this. So you can see the hole which fits the wire and comes out the other end there, so that it won't be in the way for the rotor soon. And yeah, the coils, they're already I was gonna say screwed up, but then again, you know, tightened with the nuts and bolts. And then I figured, wait, this can still move. So like, wait, let's go back. If you like twist this starter plate, it actually moves compared to the, you know, the axle. So that's not handy. Sort of try to fix it with, you know, this is my drill press, and I'm trying to drill a 3mm hole exactly on the edge here. So that, and again, these starter plates are stacked together so that they are equal. You can see they're also tightened together here. So I did that. And wait, where's the next photo? Okay, wait. So then you get this, and this is the yeah, result. And yeah, I kind of just shoved some of these bolts through just to show you how it looks, but it's not tightened. And this wire goes through here and all the way there, and right now there's also a piece of copper in between there, and this is to make sure that the axle and the starter are, you know, one piece. They don't move relative to each other. Same on this side. So then you think, yeah, well, if that 3mm piece of copper is in the way there, how are you going to fit these wires through? Well, there's still space. Maybe we can see that like this in the light. Yeah, you can see a bit. There's still space for, you know, anything really to fit through. Still can fit a couple of wires through it. During this process of like drilling these holes in the coils, I sort of made a mistake. I sort of did it before I made these, so, and I didn't line it up. So, and as you can see, the space where the coil has to be and the distance between the holes is larger than the space in between, you know, where these holes are. So I sort of misaligned it and drilled holes in the coils where there shouldn't be a coil. And as you can see now, it doesn't line up. So what we can do is, you know, take this pin out again, the shaft pin, and then misalign it so that we can try these coils on it when the rotor is finished. And we try the coils, and I already have an idea. We basically just take one of these thick wires from the coil and hook it up to the negative and positive wire, which is coming through here. And obviously there's still space for a tiny little wire which can, you know, be attached to the trigger coil. And so we can access the circuit from outside of the, you know, where the motor thing is. And then we can tune the circuit so that we can make the trigger trouble we had last time, you know, go away. So that's an idea. And then it can be, you know, tested. For example, we tune it up to 100 milliamperes and we check whether or not, you know, how fast the rotor is going, you know, the rotor RPMs. And then we install the other coils and, you know, do the same kind of tuning, tune it up to, for example, 100 milliamperes and check the rotations per minute and see which coil performs better. So, here you can see it. Those are the tricks. This is how it's done. And so for the next time, we'll probably be looking at the rotor and how it's made. So, that's it for now, and thanks for watching again. See you next time.